Join me as I dive deep into Russell Brand's life and uncover his darkest secrets. Can I reveal what others have missed? Russell Brand is a household name, known for his charismatic personality and sharp wit, but beneath the surface lies a complex web of controversies and criticisms that have sparked intense debate among his fans and critics. As many of you know, Russell Brand has been the subject of intense scrutiny following a joint investigation by Channel 4's Dispatches and the Sunday Times in September 2023. That investigation brought forth harrowing allegations of sexual assault and abuse spanning several years. Now, the situation has taken a significant turn. On April 4, 2025, the Metropolitan Police officially confirmed that Russell Brand has been charged with a number of sexual offences. 1 count of rape, allegedly in Bournemouth in 1999, 1 count of indecent assault, allegedly in Westminster in 2001, 1 count of oral rape, allegedly in Westminster in 2004, 2 counts of sexual assault, allegedly in Westminster in 2004 and between 2004 to 2005. Was this really a surprise? Not really, it was in his stand-up and books. He also had a terrible reputation and people should remember was very popular, and let's face it, television in the UK was full of terrible sex pests. Jimmy Savile was probably the worst, abusing so many children. Max Clifford, the master of PR, and Simon Cowell's fixer, 14 to 19-year girls, indecent assault. Rolf Harris, the noted children's entertainer and dodgy painter, abusing children. Stuart Hall, indecent images of children. Hugh Edwards, indecent images of children, not to mention Gary Glitter, Philip Schofield, John Leslie, and so many more. Not a golden age of television presenters. So it is understandable that Russell went under the radar somewhat, considering it almost appears it was normal behavior in British entertainment. So let's do a deeper dive. Russell Brand's public persona has been marred by numerous controversies, from his outspoken views on politics and social issues to his personal struggles with addiction, leaving many to wonder how these darker elements reconcile with the charming comedian they see on stage. His unapologetic honesty has both endeared him to fans and alienated critics, creating a polarizing figure that's hard to ignore. Brand's ability to effortlessly navigate the fine line between humor and offense has made him a lightning rod for criticism, with many questioning the true nature of his intentions. The challenge of separating fact from fiction in Brand's life is a daunting one, as the lines between his public persona and private struggles often become blurred. Russell Brand's history of addiction is well documented, with the comedian having spoken publicly about his struggles with heroin and other substances, offering a rare glimpse into the darker corners of his life. He did an award-winning Edinburgh show on it, and many believe that the Netflix hit series Baby Reindeer was a fabrication stolen from this. Richard Gadd, not a funny comic, appears to directly copy Russell's stage show. I know, having seen both in London, that was my impression of Richard's show. Russell has also been known to make controversial statements, often using his platform to challenge societal norms and spark important conversations, making him a darling of the left. However, this willingness to push boundaries has sometimes landed him in hot water, quite literally when he brought a homeless man into his flat and had a bath with him, showing everything. His sexual banter and panache for stripping off really were indicators. He also had multiple relationships with 16-year-old girls, while in his 30s, even sending BBC cars to pick them up from school. Not a crime in the UK, with the age of consent being 16. It was part of his stand-up. Looking back, amazing he wasn't cancelled earlier. UK television really was bad. These current charges relate to the accounts of 4 separate women, and they mark a critical stage in the legal process following the initial public outcry. Brand has consistently denied these allegations, stating that his relationships were consensual. He is scheduled to appear in court in early May 2025. But the recent charges aren't the only layer to this complex story. Even before these formal accusations, Russell Brand's behavior and reputation were reportedly a topic of discussion within the entertainment industry. If we look at his career trajectory, Russell Brand was a prominent figure on UK television in the mid to late 2000s, hosting shows like Big Brother's Big Mouth and various stand-up specials. However, his appearances on major UK television platforms significantly decreased after 2018. While it's difficult to definitively prove a formal industry-wide blacklist, the timing of his reduced presence on UK television following the roast battle incident and the subsequent public awareness of concerns surrounding his behaviour. It was further proof of the shocking state of British television that Comedy Central cut-out fellow judge Katherine Ryan constantly calling Russell a sexual predator was on the show. It was reported that Russell had sent legal letters to the show. Russell was very litigious and has spent millions in silencing others. Whatever way you look at it, this was effectively Russell's last British television appearance. He was effectively blacklisted. It wasn't until after the broadcast of the Dispatches documentary in September 2023 that he was formally blacklisted, with major broadcasters like the BBC and Channel 4 even removing content that featured Russell Brand from their streaming services. So Russell has been a sexual predator by nearly every standard as a man in his 30s with a power dynamic preying on 16-year-old girls, which is illegal in most places. Then he was cancelled in 2018 and went on to YouTube, where he was left and then went right. Staff who had worked on shows with Russell went after him with dispatches. The Times, a right-wing newspaper, went after Russell after a 15-year-old that he groomed and sent BBC cars to pick her up school and had sex with him when she was 16 asked for an apology at her therapist's prodding. She was hit with legal threats and went to the Times for help. Perhaps you like Russell? Perhaps you were not aware of his history and only know him from his switch to America. He is now a very different beast. Remember, he wasn't charged in the USA. There were allegations but no police complaints. The UK, he has been charged. It's taken years but finally happened. We will see what happens. Tell us what you think below. Share this with people who perhaps don't know British history. Look up his old stand-up and read the books. If you do that, your impression changes very quickly. Support us www.patreon.com/Newalbion and tell us what other celebrities you would deep dives on.